In boxing, winning a world title is hard. Keeping it, that's where legends are forged. Across every weight class, a rare breed of fighter has risen above the chaos to hold on to gold. Not for one fight, not for two, but for years, sometimes even a decade. These aren't just champions, they're dynasties with gloves. From ice-cold tacticians to power-punching wrecking balls, each one carved their name into history by defending their crown repeatedly against the best in the world. This is the story of the most dominant title reigns in boxing history and the warriors who refused to let go of the throne. Wladimir Klitschko. In the heavyweight division, dominance is fleeting, but for nearly a decade, Wladimir Klitschko made it feel like a one-man show. From 2006 to 2015, Klitschko racked up an incredible 18 consecutive title defenses, keeping a tight grip on the WBA Super, IBF, WBO, and IBO belts. His style wasn't flashy, it was disciplined, tactical, and brutally effective. With a piston-like jab and surgical control of distance, Klitschko neutralized dangerous challengers like David Haye and Alexander Povetkin before they could even get started. Critics called him robotic, but to opponents, he was a nightmare in slow motion. That reign finally ended in 2015 when Tyson Fury pulled off the upset. But by then, Klitschko had already secured his legacy as one of the most dominant champions in modern heavyweight history. Bernard Hopkins. Now, if we're talking iron reigns, look no further than Bernard Hopkins, or the Executioner, who defended his middleweight title 20 times over a full decade. From 1995 to 2005, Hopkins wasn't just beating top-tier opponents, he was dissecting them. He unified the entire middleweight division, collecting the IBF, WBA, WBC, and WBO titles like trophies on a mantle. And it wasn't just about the belts. Hopkins took down legends. Felix Trinidad, shut down. Oscar de la Hoya, body-shotted into submission. His style wasn't for the impatient. It was cerebral, defensive, and drenched in grit. When his run finally ended against Jermaine Taylor, Hopkins had already carved out a legacy as the longest-reigning middleweight king in history. Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin, or GGG, brought a nuclear edge to the middleweight division, unleashing a streak of 20 consecutive title defenses that turned him into boxing's most feared boogeyman from 2010 to 2018. His style was simple: cut off the ring, apply pressure, and drop bombs. It wasn't a matter of if Golovkin would hurt his opponents, it was when. From blasting through David Lemieux to breaking down Daniel Jacobs in a war, GGG combined Mexican-style aggression with Soviet precision. Even when stepping up in weight or fighting short-notice replacements like Kell Brook, he never lost composure. His iron chin became a myth in itself. He walked through punches just to land his own. The streak ended in a controversial loss to Canelo Alvarez, but many argue Golovkin won that first fight, and maybe even the second. Regardless, his run of destruction re-established the middleweight division as a danger zone. Larry Holmes. Last but never overlooked, Larry Holmes, or the Easton Assassin, carved out his place in heavyweight royalty with a jab that could stop time and 20 straight title defenses to prove it. From 1978 to 1985, Holmes wasn't just defending his belt, he was replacing legends. Taking the crown after Muhammad Ali, Holmes faced immense pressure and still delivered dominant performances against dangerous foes like Ernie Shavers, Ken Norton, and Jerry Cooney. That jab, arguably the best in heavyweight history. It wasn't flashy, but it was surgical, controlling pace, breaking rhythm, and setting up thunderous combinations. Holmes came within one fight of matching Rocky Marciano's perfect 49-0 record, falling just short in a close loss to Michael Spinks. But make no mistake, his title reign was as legitimate and punishing as any in history. He may not have had Ali's charisma, but Holmes had something just as lethal: consistency, confidence, and a chip on his shoulder big enough to fuel a dynasty. Ricardo López. While heavyweights made headlines, Ricardo López, or El Finito, quietly built one of the most flawless legacies in boxing history. Competing primarily in the strawweight division, a weight class often ignored by casual fans, López was an undefeated maestro, finishing his career at 51-01 with 23 successful title defenses at minimum weight. His WBC reign from 1990 to 1998 was a masterclass in technique, balance, and ring IQ. No wasted movement, no reckless exchanges, just precision violence delivered round after round. And when he finally moved up to light flyweight, he captured another title without missing a beat. He didn't rely on brute strength or flashy theatrics. López dismantled opponents like a chess player with gloves. In a division that rarely gets the spotlight, he became its undisputed king. Quiet, clinical, and unbeatable. Joe Louis. Joe Louis didn't just defend his heavyweight crown, he owned it. From 1937 to 1949, the Brown Bomber put together an unrivaled streak of 25 consecutive title defenses, the most in heavyweight history. In a time when the world needed heroes, Louis stepped up, not just as a champion in the ring, but as a cultural icon. His rematch knockout of Max Schmeling wasn't just about revenge. It was a global symbol of resistance against Nazi ideology. And the drama didn't stop there. Billy Conn had Louis on the ropes until Joe's legendary power turned the tide. Then there was Jersey Joe Walcott, who dropped Louis but still couldn't take his belt. What made Louis different wasn't just his skill. It was his finishing instinct. Calm, cold, and explosive. He didn't just beat you, he erased you. Louis reigned during World War II, defended his belt while serving, and retired as champion before a short-lived comeback. His record still stands untouched today. These streaks weren't built on luck. They were built on obsession, evolution, and the refusal to be dethroned. Whether it was Klitschko's discipline, Hopkins' longevity, or Joe Louis's unmatched aura, each reign defined an era and bent the sport around it. And while belts change hands fast in today's game, these 6 fighters remind us of what true championship greatness looks like. So, the next time someone talks about the best ever, remember, it's not just about who won the belt, it's about who kept it. Stick around, because the next chapter in boxing history could be unfolding right now.